And once again we are on our afternoon walk. It's what, almost 5:30 p.m. and we are here at our local church, well, parish church, the main church of our parish, Roman Catholic, of course. So they also have, a basketball court by the parish. So I don't know, they created it after I finished my religious education with the parochial school, but now it's also used as an auxiliary parking lot. As you can see, there is not a lot of parking space here, but yeah, as you can see, the church has seen better days. And of course some graffiti, and if you're wondering, so the patron saint is Saint Francis of Assisi, so the main guy of the Franciscan order. This already knows the way. So this is, let's say, the inner parking lot, let's say, the monastery. So it's quite big church, constructed in the interwar period, so between the First and the Second World War, when this area had an increase in the population. Then deci pridna. Gremo naprej, ja. Enako, nasijanje. So here in basically this place is a parochial office. This room is one of the classrooms. So in the church tower, Lizzie, Chucky, where the window is, that window, there is a second classroom, and here is the, let's say, church hall. And part of the parish is also Franciscan dormitory, student dormitory, and the parish chapter of the Caritas is in here. So yeah, plus they have quite extensive gardens. So yeah, when I was a kid and going to the parochial school, behind the tower they had let's say a dog house with a quite massive German Shepherd. And so yeah, okay, while we are walking away, I can tell you another story about this place. So basically it happened right there. So it was in the last year of the 8th grade, the last year of the primary school. I was going to parochial school in the afternoon. I was on my bike. Usually I took my bike, and I was driving on the right side, as he does. And when I came, oh, Liza, stoy. Can you spot it? A coin. They continue on. Reacher for 2 cents. So yeah, I was driving with one bike, on the right side, as you're supposed to. And before, about 50 meters, I was 50, let's say, meters away from the student dormitory, when I saw that, someone is trying to park, the car, like basically little bit, halfway up on the pavement, halfway on the street, sideways, I mean. not, let's say, like this, where now they have proper parking lots. So, you know, because the street was empty, I moved, you know, a little bit, about a meter to the left. You know, basically I was driving in the middle of the lane, and just when I came to the car suddenly jerked, which, you know, so basically we were both facing in the same direction, so the front of the car was in the same direction as I was looking, so I came from behind of the car, and so suddenly the car jerked with the front end on the street basically, and at the same time the driver, female driver, opened the door, and because I had, you know, that happened, you know, a minute, well, not a minute, not even a second before I could properly react, and basically I slammed with my bike into the car. I was thrown across, you know, the bar of the bike, and I landed on the street on my right side, basically with my right hand under my right side. So basically when I have fallen on my right arm with the, you know, my complete weight, which at that time also wasn't, well, I wasn't at the, let's say, at the lightest category. So basically I don't know how long I was on the street, but it was, you know, split second, 2 seconds perhaps. I wasn't knocked out, you know, I was not unconscious, but I just remember when I was lying on the street, I have to get up before another car comes, you know, and hits me, runs me over. So I got up, you know, and I was basically fine. You know, basically, you know, I was hurting, but there was no blood visible, no broken bones, you know, I could walk. There was a little bit stiffness, soreness, you know. I just remembered I wasn't going to the parish, but I was going by the parish to go to my orthodontist's office. So, you know, I get up, that student from the dormitory, "Are you okay?" I said, "Yeah, I think I'm okay." The only problem was with my bike. So basically the bar, you know, the front bar, because of the impact, the force of impact, got loose. So, you know, it was now not 90 degrees, but it's now basically parallel to the rest of the bike. And the front tire, a little bit of ice. Počasi, Lizzie, počasi. Liza, počasi. And the front tire didn't bust it, but well, basically the air went out, you know. It was completely fine, but the force of impact basically loosened the, how do you say, the vent, the small vent, you know, air vent, and basically all the air went out. Plus there was a minor tear on the seat. And I was wearing at the time, you know, a very thin Lacoste jacket, you know. It was spring, summertime, and that wasn't, you know, torn up. It was completely fine. So I got up, and then I walked the rest of the way to the orthodontist. And so I'm sitting there, you know, in the waiting room. She calls me in. I sit down. She says, "Oh, take the jacket off. You will be here for some time." So I take it off, and then she says, "You know, what has happened? Why do you have all the blood on you?" And then I realized, I don't know how. So the jacket wasn't torn, damaged in any way, but my basically forearms by the elbow on both sides were, you know, a little bit bleeding, you know. So basically the skin was, you know, not ripped, shredded, I don't know. So yeah, it wasn't a major big deal, but you know, it was visible that I was bleeding a little bit. And she asked, you know, what has happened. I said, "Oh yeah, a car hit me." And she panicked. "What? I have to call your mom." Well, so she, you know, she called my mom, and just before she arrived, you know, my adrenaline, the level of adrenaline went back, and you know, there was a little bit of shock to the system. Then basically I started to hyperventilate for you know, I couldn't catch my breath. So basically the doctor gave me some sugar water to drink, and I was then basically fine. Basically, you know, because of adrenaline, then the energy went, you know, because of the traumatic event. The energy was rapidly depleted. So I needed some, you know, sugar bust to bust me up, or pep me up. Is that the proper? To pep, yeah. So yeah. And then mom came, and we went to the emergency room. Basically, all the bones were okay. They just, while we were waiting, I got a headache. So then they you know, took some images of my my skull, my head, and basically decided that I have a little bit of concussion. And yeah, we went home. Well, then my mom insisted to go to the police station to make a report. Basically nothing happened from that investigation, but yeah. And then we went home, and then, well, the next day the true pain became obvious. Because of the force of the impact on my right side, basically my right arm and leg both swelled up, and because of the swelling, you know, it created a pressure on my nerves, which basically meant that I was limping for a week, and I couldn't use properly, I couldn't use my right arm, you know. So basically for a week I had to switch everything to my left arm. Well, fortunately for me, that week we didn't have school because we had, you know, the final trip for the week-long school trip, and of course I missed that because that happened, I think, on Tuesday, and on Monday, you know, we had the rest of the class left for the school trip. So I missed that, and basically while they were in Prekmurje region, I was at home recuperating. So yeah, that's another fun story from my childhood, and we almost are at home. So yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you back quite soon, hopefully.